Yuck. Guess I'm working inside today. I miss summer. Welcome to Scott Rods. Today I shall be fitting my front flasher units, probably there and there, or there and there, or you get the idea. I haven't quite decided yet. And then I will be wiring up the steering column switch to control the front flashers and the rear flashers. So let me show you my bits. We have two little flashers. Now, I know these are pretty small, but they're kind of cool because they're going to look very similar to my headlights. I'm thinking I'll probably mount them below the headlights on the grille shell, which will mean drilling more holes, but you know what? It's full of holes anyway, I really don't mind, and they're going to be pretty small holes. There is a slight issue with this, which I'll show you in a minute. And of course, my universal, straight out of China, probably, flasher unit. Left, right, hazards, cancels when you indicate. I'm guessing that these little green lights flash left and right, and the red one will flash for the hazard lights. So I don't think I'm going to be using all of these wires, but I do need to review the wiring diagram. So let me study that and I'll be back shortly. Now that slight issue I was talking about mounting it on the rad shell, you can probably tell straight away. If I was to mount that in a hole there, it's going to be pointing into the centre of the car because of the slope of the rad shell. You see what I mean? So I need to make a couple of squinty washers, one on this side, one on the inside, so that the screw can go straight through and still keep the housing parallel with the headlight. So I'm not sure exactly where, but it's going to be roughly there. Okay, let's look at the wiring again, see what I've figured out. Now, to be honest, it's actually fairly straightforward, as you can see there. You've got 4 wires going to the 4 flasher units, okay? The rear lights obviously are the tail lights, not the tail lights, the stop lights. Now I've got 2 bulbs in the rear lights. One of them will be the side lights, and they won't be affected by this. The other lights, the other bulbs are the brake lights / flashers. Now, the problem is at the moment, I've only got 1 wire coming from the back that splits off. That was purely to test the brake lights, so I need to run another wire to the back. So, I mean, on their setup, they've got brown, orange, green and yellow for these wires. I'll be changing them from this to whatever's in the car. And then you've got the brake light switch and the positive and the flasher. So let me get started with connections on the end of these bare wires. I'll leave this here for a second if you want to screenshot it. I think these are mostly the same anyway. Right, you're maybe wondering why I've got female connections on some and male on the other. Generally, when I put a connector on a wire, if it's a positive wire, as in these are all the power coming out heading towards the lights, okay? I like a female connector in case something gets disconnected. If I had put a male connector on a power cable and it comes loose and hits the chassis, you're going to short out, blow a fuse or worse. So that's why I generally always put a female connector on a positive out wire. Clear? Good. Right, most of my wiring is prepped and ready. So all these connectors are on. Say flasher connectors are on. The long wire connectors are on. So I'll still have a few to prep inside the car, but we are now ready to drill some holes and try and attach these. I'm going to use this hard, I don't know what that's, it's some sort of plastic spacer, but I'll be cutting an angle. I need to make 4 of these at an angle. I'll try not to lose a finger. Back in a minute. Right, let's drill some holes, fit some flashers. I did realise that because I'll be using these little plastic spacers, I'm not really going to have a ground. These little flashers rely on the body of the flasher as the ground. That one wire coming out is the positive feed and it earths through that. So what I've done, I made a couple of earth wires which will hook over that, tighten up onto the body, and then I'll tee that into the ground that's there for the headlights. It should work fine. I hope. Right, let's see if my little squinty washery things worked. Not bad. Not perfect, but certainly better than totally pointing that way. Okay, other side. Check out my tiny flashers. I'll move closer so you can see them because they're so tiny. If anything, they kind of match the size of the radiator. Trust me, they'll be fine. Right, inside wiring. So now I need to run the wire from that flasher round here and into the cabin. So here we are in the car with a bunch of wires. First thing I need to do is mount this onto the steering column. Now this relies on a good solid earth, so it requires the body of this to be earthed onto the steering column. So I've rubbed that down and I've checked for connectivity and we're all good. So let me attach that first. Okay, wiring time. Right, oh, let me get my instructions. Okay, what we got? Now, because I have added wires to the tail lights, they're not going to correspond with these instructions. So let's start with the front. I've got the green and the yellow, and I have the front right is the green, so green to the green. Green to the green. Front left is yellow, like so. Let's do the back. Should be brown and orange. So I do have a brown, but it's going to be brown and green at the car side. Let's see. There's a green one. We'll try. We might be lucky and actually get them all right, except for the brown, the orange and green. So I'm looking for brown, which is there, brown to brown. So that's all the lights hooked up. What's left? I've still got a red one and a black and blue. Was that it? Okay. Right, here's the thing. On this diagram it shows a 3-pin flasher. I've only got a 2-pin flasher. So I looked it up, and basically the blue wire going to the flasher is for these little lights or your dash lights to indicate left and right. And also, if one of your bulbs goes, then the flasher gets faster so that you know a bulb's out. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to hook the black and the blue wires together, so I still have my flashy lights. However, I won't know if one of the bulbs is gone unless someone tells me. No biggie. So as I say, that one goes to the flasher. Over there. So I've got a red one still to hook up. The red one goes to the stop light switch. Now this is the one I'm most confused about, right? Because it looks like all the power is coming from this stop light switch, but I thought the stop light switch only activates when you actually brake. Maybe I'm wrong, let me know, but we'll soon find out when I plug it all in and switch it on and see if anything happens. So that just leaves that little the flasher plugs to plug in. So I've got the red, just a little one, a fused one, so that will go straight to the fuse box. And that one that I made, the black one, I'll plug that into one side. I don't even know what side round to put these terminals onto the flasher, because the flasher doesn't have any markings. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Hopefully. Right, back in a wee sec when I plug them in. Right, we're all wired up and I've put a fuse in the fuse box for it. So I guess we have to try it out. Wish me luck. Honestly, I've not tried this yet, so if it blows up, you'll see it live, okay? Okay, so first, main power on. Listen for sparks and pops. So far, so good. Ignition. And we're already flashing. Now, to me, that means that the flasher terminals are the wrong way around, so let me quick go and change that. Okay, we're back. I've swapped those terminals round in the flasher. Let's try again. Oh goodness. And it's still flashing. What's going on? What is going on? It must be something to do with the two pin flasher. What I'll try and do, I'll disconnect one of those wires and see if it works at all. Otherwise I'll need to go and get a 3-prong flasher, a 3-pin flasher. So this is the wire that I had joined together, the blue and the black. So I've snipped the blue for now, because I know that the blue is supposed to be for lighting those little indicators on the switch. So it should work now, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, we don't have flashing, which is a good start. But do we have flashing when we do this? Well, we have clicking. Let's go out and see. Quite a loud click. Can you hear that a mile away? We have flashing on the left. Let's see if we have flashing at the left at the back. Yes, we do. Let us try the other side. Please flash, please flash. Did I put my lights on? I don't remember putting my lights on. Hold on. Oh yeah, my lights were on. Right, and the back. Right. Flashing away. So what's left? Hazard lights. Pull it out. What was that? I thought I saw a flash. Oh, it's just a reflection of that. Right, so they should all be flashing merrily away. I have flashers. What I need to check and make sure, excuse me, is that the brake light still works in conjunction with the flashers. So I'll do that now. I'll set this up and you can see it as well. I think we need to move them outside, get a better look. Yeah? Yeah. Right, let's try those flashers again. It looks nice and bright. Yeah. Let's do a final check of the front. Front left. Front right. And of course the hazards. Job done. So I'm aware that I now have a mountain of wires to tidy away, but I'm not going to bother about that. I'm going to let the wiring fairies deal with that while I'm asleep. That's how it works, right? Right guys, I just got a delivery. And I think I know what this is. I'm really, really excited about this, if it is what I think it is. And it's not even a car part. This is from an old friend, Simon the Man. Why is he called Simon the Man, you're probably wondering? Well, when we lived in Scotland, my wife had a little MX-5, Miata as you call it here, and she called it Simon. And then we met Simon the Man. So in order to make life easier for the kids, when we were talking about Simon the car, that was Simon. And if Simon the Man was coming over, we would just say, that's Simon the Man. Forever to be known as Simon the Man. A gift note from Simon Fraser. Looking forward to enjoying some super smooth videos. More like Knockhill, less like Crail. Knockhill is like the only racetrack in Scotland. They used it for the British touring cars. It's a good track, but it's the only one. And Crail was a sort of airstrip they turned into a quarter mile. It was good, but it was so far away, and it was an airstrip, so it wasn't exactly grippy. Okay. What did he get me? This is so cool. Simon, you're crazy. I can't believe you did this. So remember I was talking about gimbals? This is a gimbal. So I'm not going to bore you with the unpackaging. What I will do though is do my super dramatic end sequence using this. See how it looks. So hang on to the end of the video for that. Meanwhile, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And tomorrow I'm going to get started on the wipers, because I definitely need a wiper for its safety test. And then we'll update the list and see what else is left, but we're very close, very close. Like very close. I don't know how else to say it, because I put a deadline on before and it failed. Right, anyway, thanks again. See you in the next one. Bye everyone.